Well, let's now check in with Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal, to discuss all things happening in and around the Springfield business community. Michelle, thanks for taking time with us each and every week as you do, and keeping your eyes on what's happening. So what do we got up here first? Let's talk about Traveler's Kitchen and the latest that's happening with that specialized African cuisine.
Yes, good morning, Greg. As you mentioned, Traveler's Kitchen specializes in West African cuisine. Of course, they're over there on MacArthur in the former La Bamba space. They've technically been open since April, but they started out with a soft opening, kind of a limited menu, limited operating hours, that sort of thing. So they are now planning a grand opening for this Friday, and they're going to roll out their expanded menu. They will now be open 7 days a week. And owner Ansumana Darbo says he's been tweaking the menu based on customer feedback so far. So, for example, they're adding sandwiches because they've got Butler School right next door. And he said a lot of the teachers are asking for something they can have for a quick lunch. They're adding jerk seasoning to the chicken afra. They're adding okra soup to their rotation. And they're actually going to be doing a sampling. The ribbon cutting is at noon on Friday, but then from noon to 6, they're going to be doing a tasting. So if you've never tried West African cuisine, or specifically never tried Traveler's Kitchen, that would be a great time to stop by and check it out and see what you like. And then they're even going to have some music, an Afro Beats DJ starting at 6 o'clock. So full day of festivities on Friday over at Traveler's Kitchen.
That's exciting. I've had some of what they had to offer on their limited menu, and I tell you, if you're looking for a different flavor altogether, that's definitely some place to put on your list of restaurants. I tell Michelle, we've just got so many great tastes in and around the Springfield area. I know this necessarily isn't on our list, but we tried that that Bowl Plus. Wow. Thumbs up over there off of, what is that, MacArthur or Wabash and Chatham Road, rather.
By Godfather's Pizza.
Absolutely. Yep. Unique flavors coming to town. Take full advantage of that. It's not just, the bland chicken strips or, French fries. Get out there and travel with your taste buds. And I think Springfield, more and more, we're seeing more people really bring those options to Springfield. So thumbs up on all of that. Some change of business in Jacksonville. One business closing, but some prospects of what could possibly go in there in the future. Tell us what's going on in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so on Friday, it was announced that Water's Edge Winery and Bistro has closed effective immediately, which I know was disappointing to a lot of people because they did quite a bit of live music there as well on the weekends. Owner Mike Hayes is a Jacksonville native and a real estate developer. He's got quite a few real estate holdings in Jacksonville and actually in multiple states. But I had a chance to chat with him, and he said the property is going to reopen next month. Water's Edge had only been there for a couple of years, and it's a franchise. A lot of people may not realize that. And he said it was kind of an experiment for the corporate office. They're based out of California. They're mostly located in larger urban areas. So he said Jacksonville was a pretty small market for them. They were willing to give it a try, but they just weren't seeing the numbers that the corporate wanted to see out of Jacksonville. So kind of came to a mutual agreement to discontinue that franchise. So Mike says he's going to take the month of September off, do some remodeling, and reopen next month. It won't be necessarily a wine bar that's open every day. He did say that staffing had also been an issue, but he said they will do even more live music and special events than they did before. That's really going to be their focus, is renting it out for particular events, having a lot of concerts, things like that going on. He also owns the Wine Barn property, which is right next door. They do a lot of weddings and special events for that. And the Wine Barn is not part of the franchise, so that remains open even now. And then the former Water's Edge space will be reopening under a new name, presumably, as of next month.
Michelle Ownbey joins us with the Springfield Business Journal. Before we get to this last item on our list, Michelle, let's tell people how they can get a copy of the SBJ.
Sure, you can get on our website, springfieldbusinessjournal.com, and sign up for the Biz Bites. That's our weekly newsletter that comes out every Wednesday afternoon with a roundup of what's happening in the business community. Or, of course, you can also sign up to get the expanded print edition delivered directly to your home or office.
Make that happen and stay abreast of what's going on in and around the Springfield business community. Michelle, one last thing here. You've got, of course, state government's a major industry in Springfield, and where those states' employees end up their office space, it's kind of in flux right now, right? I mean, you've got entire members of the Senate caucus having to be displaced because of the work that's going on at the state capitol. It's not the only thing on the state capitol complex that's getting some renovations, though.
Right, and so this was actually our cover story in this week's Illinois Times was about the Capitol complex renovations currently happening over there on the north wing. But an interesting little sidebar, of course, everyone is aware, I think, that the state armory is currently undergoing some massive renovations to the tune of about $122 million. But there have been a lot of guessing games about what it was ultimately going to become. Same with the Stratton building. There's been talk of tearing it down, but really haven't heard much definite as far as timeframes and plans and all that. And Dave Blanchett, the writer, was able to discover that the plan is to convert the armory into offices for a lot of those folks that are being displaced from the North Wing. And the Stratton office building is scheduled for demolition in 12 years, supposedly. So the idea is to have all that armory space ready. In the meantime, it is over 190,000 square feet of space. So that is a huge building. Of course, it's been vacant since the state police left about 15 years ago, and a pretty extreme amount of deferred maintenance over there. But work is well underway. So certainly they can get it done before 12 years is up and the Stratton building's coming down.
I think some people are doing a slow golf clap to the news that you just shared that they could be tearing down that Stratton building, which has been compared aesthetically to something out of the Soviet Union and a whole host of other, questionable things. People just don't want to be in that building. So, hey, stick around for a little bit, right? And we'll see even more developments.
2035, that's your year.
That's your year. That's your year. All right. Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal. Greatly appreciate you taking the time with us each and every week, and we'll definitely connect again soon, all right?
All right. Thanks, Greg.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and